Alright, let's now look at the different topics of this course content and the structure. We will start with the basic concepts in getting started, where we'll cover the definition of SAP BW and how it evolved from the first and the older BW versions to what it is today, which is BW for HANA 2.0. Then we will look into the architecture of the SAP BW for 2.0. Then we will look at the difference between HANA and BW for HANA modeling. So basically people get confused that BW is also sitting on top of HANA, and also we talk about native HANA. So what's the difference and when we use what? So we will talk about the differences. Then we will look at the tools which a BW consultant will have to use when working with BW for HANA. Then we will continue with the salient features of SAP HANA as a database. So how HANA as a database makes all the difference when compared to the other traditional databases such as DB2 or SQL Server. And then finally we'll end the getting started section with BW for Cockpit, or also called BW for HANA 2.0 Cockpit. And a lot of things have shifted to the web portal, such as process chain monitoring and your DTO and even your maintenance of DSO data in the master data and a lot of other features. So we will look at all of that. Then moving on to the second major topic, we will cover the native HANA modeling fundamentals. So this is just the fundamentals where I'll tell you the calculation views, HANA calculation views, the virtual tables and the analytic privileges, how these are created and how these are used, and they will be used in conjunction with our BW modeling. Then we will move on to the main meat of this course, which is BW for HANA modeling, where we will first look at the old versus new objects, and we will also discuss how PSA is now replaced by the advanced DSO. Then we will look at something called data flow objects, DFO. This is also a new type of an object in BW for HANA, and which gives us the ability to create blueprints. Then we will look at the physical data models, which are info objects for master data, advanced DSO for transaction data, and semantic groups, which has replaced the SPO, semantically partitioned object, of the past. Once we cover the physical data models, we will move on to see the virtual data models, which are composite providers, HCPR, OpenODS views, and BADI provider. Once we cover the physical and the virtual data models, we will look at the mixed or hybrid modeling, where we will use the native side of the equation and the BW for HANA application side of the equation. Then we will look at the LSA++, how many layers are there and which type of info provider sits in which layer. Then we will also look at the HANA optimized transformation. So what are the changes in the transformations, what are the new features and how it is further optimized. And then finally we will end the modeling section with looking at the DTP, so HANA optimized data transfer process. So we will look at the different options in BW4 in DTP and how it directly now connects to the source and gets the data from there. Once we complete the modeling section, then we will move on to see the extraction or the data acquisition part. We will look at the ODP based source system framework, which is a completely new concept. So the SAPI or SAPI based connection is no more there. It is now based on a subscription based ODP framework. We will look into the details of the different ODP contexts and how the extraction is done. The first one is the ODP SAP extraction. Then we will look at the CDS extraction, including the introduction to CDS views. So I'll give you a quick introduction to CDS views so that it makes the working with CDS views easier. Then we will look at the SLT in combination with ODP. And then we will also look at the standalone extraction mechanism, which are SDA, Smart Data Access, or SDI, Smart Data Integration, and also SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation, which is the real-time replication directly to our database schemas. So that will conclude the extraction. Then we will move on to the reporting side, where we will look at the new query designer in the Eclipse. Then we will look at the features of this new query designer, how the different options are categorized in the new query designer. We will look at the baddie and enhancement spot RSROA variables HANA exit, because the way the user exits are now created has changed and it has taken the shape of this baddie enhancement spot. So we will look at how to code there and create user exit variables. Then finally, once we have our queries ready, we'll have to show that to a reporting tool, or we'll have to connect that to a reporting tool. And in this particular course, I'm using SAC, SAP Analytics Cloud. So we will connect our BW queries to SAP Analytics Cloud. And before that, we have to do some kind of configuration, which is called CORS, Cross Origin Resource Sharing. So we'll do that configuration and I'll show you how to do that in SAP BW. Once that is in place, we can easily consume the BW queries in SAC. Then we will move on to see some operational stuff, day-to-day operational stuff, which is your process chain and scheduling, data lifecycle management and DTO, and also sending the data out of SAP BW. Then I'll cover a very special and interesting topic, which is inventory handling in SAP BW 4. So basically, inventory handling in a special case in BW, it has always been a special case because of the marker concept. So it has changed again in BW for HANA, and we will look at what are the changes which has been done in BW for HANA with respect to inventory handling. Then we will look at the different conversion paths. So if you are on a previous or older BW versions, what are the different paths you have to convert your BW to BW for HANA? So we will look at the types of conversion, the shell conversion, in-place conversion, remote conversion, and we will discuss the pros and cons for each one. Then we'll move on to see some integration scenarios, because there has been a lot of confusion and discussions around S/4HANA embedded analytics replacing or making BW for HANA obsolete, which is not the case, but we will see how they are integrated. We will also see how the predictive analytics is integrated with BW for HANA, and also the SAC with BW for HANA. Then I'll also cover some miscellaneous topics such as statistical analysis, which was previously called standard content, 0 TCT. So that statistical analysis has completely been revamped and it is now completely based on CDS views. So we will look into the details of that. Then I will cover the BW for authorizations, BW for BI content add-on, which will where we will see the different standard content, how the LSA++ based standard content looks like. Then we will look at the analytic manager, the HANA analysis process, workspaces, and also how licensing is done for BW for HANA. Then finally, to end the course, I have some bonus topics such as useful transaction codes, so which will be a list of handy BW transaction codes and programs for your day-to-day operations. I will also help you with interview questions. So the interview questions which are usually you asked in the market when you go and project yourself as a BW consultant, these will really help you and prepare you for those interviews. And finally, we will see some resume preparation tips and how a good BW for HANA resume looks like. Thank you for listening in, and I really hope you join me in this journey for understanding BW for HANA.